Welcome to my little home. My little home in Paris. This has long been a dream, and now I've made it happen. And I'm going to show you around in a bit. It hasn't been easy, because as pretty as Paris is, let's face it, the city is old, it's expensive, and there is huge competition for lodgings. You may have seen my last video when I talked about the ups and downs of getting my apartment.
Look at what I have to live with.
Well, I got through all that, and now my place is looking like a real home. My home. And I'm loving it.
Ta-da! Dressed all of a sudden, yeah.
So this apartment, it's 120 years old. Nothing is straight. Everything is a little bit wobbly, like that wall is not straight. It doesn't not follow the rest of this wall. But that's what Paris old apartments are like. And you just have to live with them. The apartment is not that big. It's 50 square meters, which is, I believe, 540 square feet. So it's not that big at the end of the day. Well, for Paris, maybe. Depends on how you look at it or where you're sitting when you're looking at it. Because if we take, for example, American apartments apart from New York, and I say this because most of my viewers are from the States, this is tiny. But in Paris, not tiny. Not big either, but not tiny for sure. My place is in the 19th arrondissement, up in the northeast of the city. It's a neighborhood that has working class and immigrant roots, but with growing pockets of hipster here and there. Yeah, it's not in a neighborhood where people think of as necessarily Parisian in the way that they see Paris, but it is Paris, and it's a different facet of Paris that I like personally. And I've already made, acquaintances with all the shopkeepers. They know me, we say hi when I walk by, and it's quite nice. It feels like I belong. That is what I was lacking, I think. The feeling of belonging, the feeling of knowing that you're part of these streets, this neighborhood. The apartment hadn't been done for at least 15 years, I'd say, even the paint or anything like that. And so I had to redo all of it, and the floors were absolutely ruined because of wear and tear, and they had to be redone as well. But what I do like about it is the fact that it has an open kitchen, which is such a joy to have in Paris, where normally the kitchen is a separate room and it's tiny. And I don't like that because, to me, the kitchen is the heart or the hearth of the apartment, literally. And it's where I like to entertain even. I spend a lot of time here.
Got a new fridge because the old one made a lot of noise. This one is so nice and quiet. I love it. And as opposed to my old fridge in my old apartment, it has so much space. It is lovely because I don't have to go shopping all the time. No, Charlie. Now, Calvin loves the sunshine here. Would you? Yeah. Don't bite mommy. Don't. Ah! So, The living room is quite nice as well. The sun hasn't hit quite yet. It will very soon. Excuse me, sir. Who said? All right, fair enough.
The biggest feature for it for me is the high ceilings in the salon and the skylight. And the greatest thing about it is the fact that I have no upstairs neighbors. I don't hear people walking around, and I just hear raindrops on my skylight. I like the feeling of wood. I like everywhere to have a bit of wood. I don't like necessarily some metal or glass. I do like lively things. So, which is why there's a lot of red, there's a lot of wood and green. You know, sometimes you walk into a place and you suddenly feel at home. You just walk in and there's a good energy about the place, that you feel like you're comfortable, that this is a place you want to spend hours in, not just get out immediately.
Here we are. It's not perfect yet, but at least it's pretty much a home now. I do feel that way, and it feels great. I think every house has its quirks and things that don't really work, but then you kind of find a workaround, so then you just kind of live with it. For example, this oh, don't show that, it's all very dirty. Anyway, whoops. It ended up in the dog food. So apart in the bedroom, what did I do? I mean, apart from the general things, the walls, the floors, and etc. What I'm really proud of, I mean, it's not perfect. I would have liked to have done something a little bit better, but whatever, is that this fireplace used to have this horrendous looking tiles, which were red, gold, and silver. So I just painted it white myself. Did a pretty good job, it's clean. And what else? I put up some shelves up there, which is nice because I wake up looking at my books. I've got a bunch of things, like, for example, this one I was really happy with, that I found that perfectly fits here because I really needed some more storage space. And it's a, I got it off Le Bon Coin from these two girls who have this business where they take vintage furniture and then they redo them. So they fix this up themselves and it looks really beautiful. And I love the color. And what was really funny was that these two women were the only people on Le Bon Coin where I ordered something and they brought it over in their van with their dog in the back. And not only did they deliver, but the two of them brought this thing up 6 flights of stairs. No man has ever done that. And they not only did that, they walked it all the way and put it in place. So, honestly, be ashamed, some of you guys who just left me there with a whole bunch of things. Hello. And so yeah, I've put up a whole bunch of posters. This one I really like. It's from a comic book actually, but I really like it because it's so steampunk and it's Paris, but it's not. It looks really cool. It looks like the sort of Paris I would have liked to live in. So the one thing I'm willing to spend lots of money on is carpets. So every single carpet that you see here is a Persian carpet, and I've collected them over the years. So this one's actually a modern one. It's not a traditional type of motif, but I do like it. It kind of looks like a penis with two balls. And it's a wool carpet, so it's thicker, but it will stay a lot longer, that's for sure. This one was a gift, and it's very beautiful. I really love it. It needs a bit of vacuuming, actually. But it's got birds. Lots of birds, little birds. The other one that's under the bed, unfortunately, it's a shame that it's under the bed, but I needed something to be under the bed for me to be able to pull out the camera gear, which is what is under the bed. This one has a tree of life in the middle, and it's really beautiful. It's a shame you can't see it. This is an older one, and my cat has already gotten rid of all of the tassels on it, which is apparently, I looked it up, is really bad for a carpet, but what are you gonna do? Bathroom is lovely. I love it. It's huge. It could be less big. I mean, if I had the money, I would probably just cut it in from here and put a shower instead. Although I do take baths. Anyway, but yeah, it's got lots of room. And this washing machine is a lifesaver. It's dryer, it's so good. And yeah, another carpet. I do have a nice view of Parisian rooftops while I shower.